Hi everyone, how are you? Welcome to the live. It looks like we've got Amanda in here from Pear Blossom Press. We've got Deanna, we've got Daniel, really crazy for paper. I am too. Natalie, Simone. Hey James. That's my husband. Oh, sorry Simone. Yeah, sorry about that. Thankfully, I mean, I will say they can be a pain, but I do make a little bit of money off of those ads sometimes. So, yeah. Oh, hey, Mary. Love the stamp set already. Excited to see what you create. Okay, so here I went ahead just to save a little bit of time, and I went ahead and stamped out my images. I want to do a little watercoloring this time. And so what I did is I stamped all these onto some watercolor paper. These come from the Heffy Doodle Big Bug Hugs. Hey Tracy, how are you? And I stamped these in VersaFine Clair Nocturne ink, and that is a waterproof ink, but because I wanted to be able to move along a little quicker, I went ahead and then covered this with some clear embossing powder. You can probably see that a little bit in the light, so they do have a little bit of shine to them, and they're raised up a little bit. By embossing it, that just makes it a little bit easier to do the watercoloring. But yeah, so I wanted to save a little bit of time since we're making a shadow box card, and that can take a little bit of extra time. So here are the images. I went ahead and just grabbed all the images. I don't know exactly what I'm going to use. So I figured I would just put them all in there. So what is everybody up to today? Yeah, so far the Wi-Fi is strong today, Mick. Yeah, I'm fingers crossed it stays that way. All right, let's zoom in. Let's see if I can do that. You know what? Actually, I don't know how to do that now. I forgot. I've got something different up on my screen. So we're gonna, I think I hit the plus. No, that's not it. All right. You know, bear with me. Don't jinx it, Mick. Yeah. Hey, Joe, how are you? Time for tea. Oh, I've got some of your stamps sitting right off to the side here. Love your stamps. All right, so what I wanted to do today was watercolor with the Nuvo pencils, the watercolor pencils. Hey, Melanie, you made a live. I'm so excited. Yay, use the camera. Oh, duh, you said that. You said use the camera. So my husband is my IT guy. I have to try to plan these around when he is home. Look, it worked. See, he got me a new camera. All is good. Yay. Okay, crafting as usual. What are you working on, Mary? Another quilt? Yes, thank you, James. You square me away. Okay, so that works. All right, so I'm going to use these pastel highlights, and I also have some brilliantly vibrant ones because I picked out some color for, I went ahead and picked out some colors that I wanted to use, and so we're just going to go ahead and start it. Oh, they're selling Hero Art stamps and die sets. That's awesome. All right, let's see what we want to do. Let's grab out, and the way I like to actually watercolor with these is not to use them like the pencil. So I've got a watercolor brush. This is one by Arteza. I have one linked down below that's by Pentel, and then I also like the Ranger brush as well, but these ones are really good. And so the way I like to watercolor with these, let's start with some green. Let's just go ahead and do the green because there I know what I'm doing. And I will take the water and I will activate the color from the pencil, which I know is a little bit different, but it's actually a fun way to do it. And so then I'll just kind of go. And definitely have a cloth nearby, so in case you need to wipe off your brush. But then I like to let it dry just a little bit so that I can go in, or after it's dry, then I'll come in and do my highlights and shading and shadowing or whatnot. Aren't they cute? I just love these little bugs. This is actually a fairly new stamp set to me, even though it's not new to Heffy Doodle. These have been around for a little while. All right, so here is the color. I had kind of marked some colors that I wanted to use, and I try to plan ahead. Doesn't always work that way, but we do our best, right? Yeah. Okay, so this is how I'm going to keep coloring. You know what? I may actually change that because I don't want his face to be black. Typically, I know a bee's face would be black. So I'm going to go ahead and color him all yellow, and then I'll come back in with my black later. So, all right. Oh, you don't have a Joann's? Oh, I guess that makes sense. In the UK, that does make sense. Yeah. Okay. A little gray would be better, huh? That's not a bad idea. So at least with the watercolor, I can come in and do it lightly, which is nice. So I think that is what I'm going to go for. But yeah, so far with these pencils, I have found that for me, this is the best way to paint with them. But I really do like them. So they're really nice. And I actually have them in all the colors because I have full set syndrome. I don't know if any of you have that as well. Yeah, light gray or whitish, that's good. That's a good call. Let's go ahead and do, and like I said, I'm not sure exactly which of these images I'm going to end up using, because the big box, while it is you know, fairly decent size, you know, there is limit if you want to see it all, because it's 3D. And if you haven't seen one, obviously stick around because we're going to be making one. Is it this one? Okay. Got a little blue on there. Yes, our Wi-Fi is always, and you know what? It's the best Wi-Fi I think we've ever had as far as like the connection speed, but not so much like it goes in and out constantly, which is kind of a bummer, especially when you have a daughter who is having to do college classes from home. You have full set syndrome. You like to paint like this, Nessa? Yeah. Yeah, Melanie, I'm sorry, I just do. I have full set syndrome. And I may not even use this stuff all the time, but I gotta have it all, right? Hey, Denise, how are you? Oh, yes, with the Copics. Oh my goodness, I've had full set syndrome with those for the longest time. Well, I've actually been Copic coloring since 2008, if you can believe it. And I don't have all the colors. I mean, I feel like they were a lot pricier actually back then when there weren't as many options for alcohol markers. And I think they've gone down in price a little bit since then. Thank you, Mary. They are cute with their little faces. I don't know why it took me so long to buy this set, but it's new to me. He's so cute. They're all so cute. And it's slowly coming along. You know, it doesn't look like much now. All the colors are very flat. But we'll fix that when we start to add our next layers. I just want to make sure everything was dry before we did that. You thought the worm was TP. I don't know what that means, TP. Oh, down in the description box, Mick, if you are interested in any of the products, I have a link down there in the description box to those. And if you don't know where the description box is, it's usually right below the video. If you just click that little like down arrow, it'll open it up. And then you can click on any of those links. I tried to anticipate everything that I might be using, and then go from there. Sometimes I have to add links later on because I don't have it all. Toilet paper! You thought it was toilet paper. Oh, actually, he'd be really cute toilet paper. Simone, I don't know why I didn't catch that. That's funny. Yeah, he would be good toilet paper. Keep that in mind if you're wanting to make a card with toilet paper. He would be pretty good for that. And he has a little face on him. That's funny. That is funny. Okay, buying the 72 packs on Amazon. They go on sale for about $300. Since my birthday and Christmas are right next to each other, I ask for Amazon cards. That's really smart, Amanda. That's smart. Oh, you just woke up, Simone? Yeah. Yeah. I'm telling you, the boys let us sleep in today. I was really shocked. So, I mean, I had anticipated hoping to get up a little earlier than I did. But, yeah, the boys let us sleep. The dog let us sleep. It was strange times here in the Trask household. So I felt like I got a slow start to my day, that's for sure. That is why he's so cute, Mary. Hi, Nancy. Long Island, New York. So you are an hour ahead. I'm going to just activate my pen some more. You're an hour ahead of me right now. I always say Eastern time just because I feel like we lived on Eastern time for the longest time, so it's easier for me to think that way, even though we don't live in Eastern time right now. I think we live pretty close to Eastern time, but not close enough. All right. Yes, I do like the amount of pigment that are in these pencils. And then, you know, once they dry, obviously you can't sharpen them while they're wet, but once they dry, you could always sharpen them back up, and they're really good that way. All right, so we're going to come in and we're going to add a little bit of depth to our dragonfly here. And I think that's why I like watercolor so much. Yes, 12:10. You are definitely a little bit further ahead than we are. Oh, yeah, that's probably why you had to get up, huh? Those pups. And that's actually usually why we always have to get up. The cats have everything they need, and I know most people will let their cats run. Typically we did with Nick, but we can't do that with these boys. They are destructive little guys. Oh my goodness. So we have to keep an eye on them, that's for sure. Even when we leave the house, we have to make sure and, you know that they are in the bedroom, because otherwise these boys are crazy destructive. Yes, lunchtime. Our daughter was super sweet, and she made us breakfast this morning. She's just on it. So not only is she doing, you know, college from home, but she made us breakfast. So we are lucky padres. Okay. Just adding a little bit of depth here, even with the same colors. So if you're limited on colors, just wait for stuff to dry, and then you can usually add a little bit of depth and dimension that way. That green maybe not as much, but... Oh, it's almost dinner time there, Daniel. Oh, 6:15. Our son's in Germany. So, well, actually, I think he's on his way to Poland. I don't know if there's a time difference between Germany and Poland, but he's on his way there pretty soon, I think. So, all right. I think, no, you know what? I'm going to do one more. I'm going to do, let's do this pastel peach for... It was nice of her, Deanna. She is just a little sweetie. She keeps Mama fed, especially with Jim working nights. Sometimes I forget to eat, which I don't know how, because I do like to eat, but I forget. Yeah, she's a sweet. Okay, so it is the same time zone. All right, I did not know that. All right. Yep, he's on his way, and I think he'll be in Poland for several months, so... Okay. All right. I think I'm happy with, oops, 5 to 10 p.m. here in the UK. Oh, I didn't realize there was that much of a time difference between that. 6:15. Hey, Mariska, how are you? I didn't see you sneak in there, girl. How's the weather been over there? We've been having crazy storms. Okay, I don't know Spanish that well. Well, Mary, I surprisingly, I do forget on occasion, because I'll get to doing stuff and then I just forget to eat. Which, you know. Oh, your family's in Spain. Okay, well, that makes sense. That makes some sense, Daniel. I've always wanted to go to Spain. All right, so now we're just going to kind of do some light coloring for our bee and our, okay, oh, he looks cute. All right, but I want it to be a little bit lighter, so I'm just going to put a little bit of watercolor down at the bottom, and then I'll bring that out. But this is why I liked the raised edges. Yeah, exactly. Just come on over, right? Just come on over. Well, if I do, I'll let you know. Okay, so does anybody have any big plans this weekend? You know, I think I want to make the... No, we're going to leave it like that. I'm kind of happy with how this is coming along. It's not a bunch of crazy depth or dimension, but I think I'm pretty happy with that. Oh, how are the travel restrictions in Spain? I know that my son said while he was in Germany they weren't allowed to do anything, but snowing as you speak. Yeah, I understand that. All right, you know, one last thing I want to do is I'm going to add... Oh, the weather's good. Nice. All right, let's see if I can get this started. All right, what I'm using is a Wink of Stella, or no, this is the Nuvo one, not Wink of Stella. And there is some shimmer, I don't know if you can see that. Oh, there's a class tomorrow? Oh, well, happy birthday to hubby, Mariska, that's awesome. Sounds like a good day to be out and about. I'm just gonna add a little bit of sparkle to the wings and things, and then we'll leave it at that. Starting the summer garden. You must be in a fairly good zone for weather then, Simone. Okay, now I've got to let that dry just a little bit. And while I let that dry, here is the big box die. And I went ahead and cut things out just to kind of save a little time, and I'll talk about those pieces as I've cut them out. Okay. And I cut these out of some, what color cardstock is that? I have it linked down below. It's the green cardstock. It is Kiwi Crush. And so what I did is I cut 2 of these panels. Craft time with your sister, Tracy, sounds like a perfect way to go. So I cut this out twice because you need 2 pieces. And then I did cut out the window. And the window is double stitched. So it'll cut out that part. And then I cut out 1 hill of green. Oh, oddly warm. You're working all weekend, Nancy? Bummer. Bummer, bummer. Unless you want to work. And then I did cut this one out for some sky. So this one's going to go on the background here. And it's just got a little bit of ridge to that. All right, so let's go ahead and start doing some of our... Yeah, zoom out. Thank you, Jim. See, I pay attention to the... And I'm not watching all the other stuff. All right, so I don't know if you saw it. Oh, spring allergies. I have to take allergy medication. Ever since we moved here to Alabama, I take something every day. Okay, so I'm going to use this fancy foliage. This will just add a little something. You could probably do this with patterned paper otherwise, but I kind of like the cardstock because it's usually a little bit heavier. Oh, new painting supplies. So your husband paints too. How fun. Yay! How are you? I'm glad you made the live. I love seeing all your faces and getting to chat. Well, not see your faces, I guess. See your little icons. I guess I'm not getting to see your faces. And then I'm going to sponge on some Later Gator. Yeah, sorry, Mary. Anyway, if I didn't have Jim, I don't know what I'd do. Oh, thank you, Joanna. Yes. You are so sweet. I'm so glad that you happened upon it too. I am oftentimes challenged when it comes to anything. I don't know how, I mean, as far as starting a YouTube channel or any of that, because this is not my forte, but my guys keep me, yeah, I got to pay for the craft supplies. My guys keep me in check. They sure do. As far as lives go, I wouldn't have... If it wasn't for my husband basically setting me up, or even doing the YouTube channel, my son getting me started, because this is just not my forte. All right, so check that out. Isn't that fun? That adds a little bit of something to that background, you know, just to the cardstock, so it gives it that next level. And so we're going to do that again with this panel. I'll just peel off these same pieces. You'll see our faces on Zoom. I'm telling you, I am very, what is it, like, challenged when it comes to stuff like this. So if I could figure it out. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm so sorry. Really crazy for paper. Well, hopefully we are doing a decent enough job of distracting you, because I can imagine that that has got to be pretty awful. I'm so, so sorry. Yeah. Well, definitely I feel like crafting is one of those things that gives me lots of therapy and peace. And when I'm sad or when I'm hurting, this is the place I come into. Just a little space that, because I do believe that God created all of us to be creative. And so hopefully you're finding an opportunity to do that. Even if it's, you know, maybe art journaling. If you haven't tried that, art journaling is amazing. It is such a great way to get out whatever, because nobody has to see it. You know, you can keep your art journal to yourself. Nobody has to see it. And it's just super, super great therapy. So good. I'm glad. I'm super glad. Well, you'll be in my prayers. I will definitely be thinking about you. Yeah. See, and Zoom, I haven't had the greatest luck with it either. I've had to do a couple meetings that way, and whew, well, right now you wouldn't want to see my craft space, that's for sure. So, so I don't know. I don't know if we'll go down that road yet. Hey, Betsy, how are you? Betsy and I were on the Brutus Monroe design team together. And while I'm not doing full-time design for Brutus Monroe anymore, I do their boxes. But yeah, if you haven't checked out Betsy's stuff, my goodness, that lady can paint. So check her out. Oh yeah, Joanna, you should get a YouTube channel. Check it out. Give it a try. YouTube has been super fun. I mean, like I said, I'm pretty challenged when it comes to a lot of stuff, but yeah, and finding the courage is, all right, so now I'm actually going to take some white pigment because I want some clouds on there. This stencil is the, what is this called? Head in the Clouds stencil. I had to write that down. And this is just going to give a little bit of something on that background. Okay. And speaking of people that you should check out, if you haven't checked out, if you don't know, actually I don't know how you wouldn't know, but if you don't know who Amanda is from Pear Blossom Press, you've got to go check out Amanda, because Amanda is pretty awesome too. She has the store Pear Blossom Press, and the light up cards that I make are all from her Easy Lights. So, all right, and that's going to need to dry since that is pigment. You can dry that with heat, or you can set that off to the side. I'm just going to clean in between. Okay, so this is a pigment ink from Brutus Monroe. This is the Alabaster. And it's just a white pigment ink. There are some other good white pigment inks that I have. Shark Tooth White from Ink on 3 is good too. But I do love the Brutus Monroe white one. Also, the size of the ink pad I think is good too. I like the square. It's just easier to hold on to. So that is good. You waited 4 years to post your second? I didn't know that, Amanda. Oh my goodness, that's so funny. Oh, Mariska. Okay, so packing. We close on our house 2 weeks from yesterday, and packing's not going as much as I'd like it to. And here's why. This is how crazy we are. We are so crazy that, in fact, we had planned a camping trip, and we planned all that before we even thought about buying a house. And now and now we are going camping starting on Sunday, and we'll be back on, I think, Thursday or something like that. And then yeah, so then we really need to hit the ground running with packing because we close just like a week later. So Amanda is the one, because those lights are amazing. I mean, if y'all know me, interactive is not really my thing. It has to be easy. And all I'm doing right now, thank you, Betsy, all I'm doing right now is just reinforcing the score lines that were cut out when I used the die cuts. And you know what? We do have, my daughter has a lot of great friends that said that they'd be willing to help us. And, you know, we've moved enough times I mean, usually the government's the one that moves us, but we've moved enough times that I should have this down by now. However, when you're used to other people packing you up, it makes it a little bit psh. All right, so what I'm going to go ahead and do is I am going to use some liquid glue. I use liquid glue because it is, you need a strong adhesive for this. I don't recommend just using like a tape runner or even score tape for that matter. Score tape is fine, but I would use liquid glue on top of it because you're going to need something strong. This is something that, it goes through the mail. Oh, you live in Huntsville, Melinda? Oh my goodness. No, Denise, I haven't. I did not get that yet. Our mail has been a little bit slow. It unfortunately is a little bit slow here on Redstone anyway, but yeah, right now we live, what part of Huntsville are you moving to? We're actually moving to Owens Crossing Road, if I'm saying that right. Owens Crossing? So that southeast part, I guess. Seasoned moving veterans, you'd think. Yeah, well, no, we're staying in Huntsville. We think we bought our forever home. That doesn't mean that the government won't move us later, but this is what we're thinking for now. Okay, so now I'm just going to kind of let that go. And the next part will be to glue in my clouds. We are actually going camping down at the beach down in Florida. And I'm not exactly sure where, though, in Florida. Isn't that terrible? It's going to be down at the beach. Thankfully, again, my husband keeps me squared away. I don't know what would happen if I didn't have him. I really don't. I say that kind of joking, but actually very, very serious. He keeps me squared away. Pack half the house to take camping. Yes, right? Should help with the move. Well, if I took half the crafting supplies that I wanted to, right? Owens Crossroads. See, it's not crossing. Oh, Simone, right? There have been a few things, and I feel terrible because I've had a few friends send me cards and they haven't made it. So that's it gets a little frustrating to me. All right, now I'm going to score on here. And I'm probably going to make things a little bit difficult on myself when the time comes because I'm going to add my little critters afterwards. I just find that to be a little easier. All right, I'm going to add this piece here. So I chose glue and not tape runner because it will hold better. And for something like this, you definitely want to make sure that you're using something very secure. So you just, and then choose a tape or a glue that's not going to take forever to dry. That would be my only other suggestion. All right, so I'm just going to kind of let that glue hold for a second. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue this part down. Try not to go obviously past your part. And then I'm going to close this part up. So before I close this, I'm closing this part up and holding that just for a second. And as you'll notice, what's going to happen is this is going to be when it's all closed up, this will fit into an A2 size card just beautifully. Or A2 sized envelope, my goodness. And then it'll pop open for the recipient when they need it to pop open. So that's the hope. That's what it's going to look like. Okay. All right, and then I'll just add a little bit of liquid glue here. Yeah, if you use tape runner, sometimes you have a tendency to, or it just won't hold the way that you need it to hold. So I'm going to glue that part down. You're knee deep. I just missed that, Joanna. You're knee deep in snow up there. Oof. You know, we actually got snow, was it 2 days ago? And we still have tiny bits left on the ground. I think that's pretty unusual for Huntsville. Half the box. Well, my husband would say that half our boxes are craft supplies. I will not show you what it looks like in here right now. Okay, so see how that will just kind of go back and forth and it'll fit in the envelope just fine. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and we'll cut out our images. Hey, Pauline, you made it! Yeah, right, Amanda? Isn't that shadow box just awesome? Amanda and I are on the team over at Heffy Doodle as well. So in case you didn't know that, that's how talented that lady is. So, and because I love my Heffy Doodle die cutting machine, I'm going to cut these apart because I like everything to fit through it. And then we'll grab our matching dies. You've got a ton of snow too, Melanie? Hey, James, watch it. Score tape is good, Candace, but I haven't had a lot of luck with it sticking with these boxes. So I tend to not use that. If I do, I put liquid glue over the top of it as well. And if you've had better luck, that's awesome. I don't know why mine doesn't seem to. And it could be operator errors. I don't claim to. But that is what works for me. So I stick with the old liquid glue because I know that it's not going to come apart unless somebody's tearing it. So there is that. One truckload of house and one load of the craft room. Micah teased me mercilessly. Right, Amanda? It's just not fair. Okay, Melanie, which is the favorite tool? Is it the, or is it the bone folder? No, is it this? Because I love this machine. You bought the coin envelopes for mini slimline cards? Yes. Yes. Aren't they great, Mariska? Oh my goodness. Yeah, and it was really inexpensive, and I think they're cute little envelopes. You could really decorate them up. I know that some places sell some colored ones. I just didn't splurge on those. Okay. Just finished dinner, huh, Pauline? Well, I'm so glad you were able to catch it. You know, I've made a few of these in my time that are wonky too, Heather. I'm telling you, sometimes. And I even thought, Cass, you're taking a risk by making one of those box cards on here. But I thought, you know what, we're just going to do it. We're going with it anyway. All right. And, you know, if you guys have watched me all, you know I typically don't mind doing fussy cutting, but it sure does help when you do have some dies. Half my time is getting the dies all lined up. I know, isn't it great? I have a smaller die cutting machine. It's the one by, I think Sizzix is the one, my Sizzix Sidekick. But ever since I got this one, this is the only one I use. And I think it's because it has a little bit bigger plates. So I have a lot more options to be able to stick stuff through it. And I love that. Love it. All right. Don't have a lot of Heffy Doodle, Nancy. Oh, 2 boxes of my craft supplies. I said, boy, I was so wrong. I probably need about a dozen boxes for all my craft supplies, at least. And you know, when you do this for as many years. Fancy Nancy dies. Well, of course you had to get the Fancy Nancy dies, Nancy. It just only makes sense, right? Yes, Amazon does have a lot of options for those number 7 envelopes. I think I've slowly become addicted to making the mini slimlines. Now I just need to find like 12 by 12 paper that's heavy duty. I think scrapbook.com has some. I just haven't actually taken the plunge yet and bought it from there, because then I could get, what, 4 cards out of 1 sheet of paper. Oh, Betsy, your driveway is a glacier. No fun. Yeah, I do love Heffy Doodle. I like it. And Leslie is just such a sweet, sweet person. Just darling. Yeah, the die cutter. I think so far it's still only available. Oh, that needs to go through again. It's only available in, like you can buy it through the Heffy Doodle store. So that's it. Oh, that's a good idea, Amanda. Well, sometimes I have that issue too. So you're not alone, Deanna. You're not alone. So sometimes it's a crapshoot. You can't get into the mini slimlines, Joanna. Yeah, I mean, at first I was kind of like, that means I'm cutting a piece of paper up all funky, you know, because it's a 6 by 6 that you have to cut out. And then you have that leftover piece that you're like, what am I going to do with that? But I have just, I don't know, I really like them. I love the little size of the cards that, and you know, for somebody who doesn't know always what to write all the time in a card, I feel like those are helpful for somebody like me. So, all right, now I'm going to cut out my little toilet paper. I love that. Now I want him to be a little piece of toilet paper. Don't be surprised if you see him like that somehow. Okay. All right. Leslie is amazing. She's just super sweet and fun. Yeah, I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed. In fact, Amanda, I've been thinking about some easy light cards that I want to make, because I just, yeah, I just love them. They're just fun to make. All right, we're going to set those off to the side. Yeah, if you are interested in it, like I said, I think it's only shipping from Heffy Doodle right now. So, all right, so our box is good. Let's consider how we're going to start applying all these little pieces. I'm thinking for our dragonfly, he needs to be up in the air. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a little piece of acetate, or in this case, and I don't have this linked down below, but I love using these transparency film, the Apollo, because it comes in a giant bulk. And it's super bulk and it's inexpensive for as much as you get. Yeah, I find that I enjoy making them. I mean, I make just as much slimline ones as I do mini probably these days, but I really like the mini slimlines. All right, so I'm just going to cut a strip. And I don't even know if you can see that. You can see the little strip that I cut. Hey, Esther. Okay. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach this behind him. And so that way when he's in there, you won't be able to see where he's actually attached. So, and this might be where score tape would come in handy. But I'm lazy, so we're just going to stick this. And we're going to set him off to the side to dry. Thankfully, the Nuvo Deluxe glue that I use actually, it dries pretty quickly. Yeah, the die cutting machine's fabulous. I normally don't. Hi, Melanie, thank you. Oh, you're so sweet. Thanks for the super chat. I appreciate that. And you know what? I will go get a tea. I appreciate that. Nancy, you have to try some light up cards. And your dad just woke up, Melanie? Get it? Yes. Well, thank you, Melanie. I really, really appreciate that. You're awesome. I think the mini slimline are just fun. They're just fun. Okay, I haven't decided what my sentiment's going to be. You know what? Maybe I need my bee to be sticking out too. So let's cut another little strip. I am definitely going to go get some tea. I appreciate that. Okay, so, and we want him to be sticking out of the side of the card. So I'm just going to glue that strip to him on his side. And then we can start adhering all these other pieces in the background. All right, we're just going. We're just going to go. Okay, well, I am so glad that you were able to stop in. I've been hoping that you would be able to. I hope you have an amazing weekend. Oh, Mariska, thank you. That was really sweet. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. I feel very, very loved. For sure. Yes, lights and mini slimline. Make a lighted mini slimline. Exactly. That's kind of what I've been thinking I want to do. I have an idea. I've got a stamp set that I want to do. Yeah. And this looks like it's going to be floating in the background, so maybe that's not the best option. We're going to peel that off. That glue will dry clear, so I'm not concerned about it. All right, we'll just glue this to the front. So I'm just using some, this is the Apollo Transfer or Transparency Sheets. Acetate would work fine too, but this stuff is just some clear, and the reason I buy this is because it's so inexpensive and I use it for all of my shaker cards. Acetate just tends to be a little bit more expensive. Yeah, now I know that Sizzix, the Big Shot, you can get bigger plates. I have some. I'm not exactly sure where you get them. I haven't used my Big Shot in a long time for slimline. I actually use my Gemini, but yes, I do know that there is possibility for that. So I don't know why I put glue all over the back. Probably because I'm just not thinking. Okay, so we'll put our little snail there. Put some grass in the front too. Put some behind maybe. But yeah, I don't remember where or when I got that. And I probably don't even need all these little pieces, but we're just going to go with it. Hi, Christine. How are you? Okay, where are we going to put our little toilet? I can't get over that. He's toilet paper now. I love it. Well, thank you, Mariska. I appreciate you so much. You are so sweet. Everybody has just been so sweet, not only with your comments and stuff. Believe me, I feel the love, y'all. I do. All right, Denise. Well, good luck at physical therapy. And we're only going to be going for, I don't know, whenever this card is finished. Or y'all get bored, I guess. All right, so that should be dry now. So as you can see, it's got that little piece of acetate on him. So now I'm going to adhere him to the back. So he's going to flop around a little bit, but that's okay. When he stands up, he'll be fine. So he's standing up fine. When he's down like this, he's kind of flopping, but that's okay. I'm going to cut down the B one because I don't need it to be that long. I just want it to be a little bit. Hey, Terry! That's all right. No such thing, right, as late to the party. Just glad you're here. Okay, so let's attach our B. Yes, they do. It's 12 inches long. That's right. Thanks, Christine. Thank you. So far it's coming together. Normally I like to really plan everything out, but I did not do that this time. So we're just going with the flow here. All right, I don't know what I'm going to do with my ladybug. Maybe I'll put the ladybug on the back for my sentiment. What do you think? Or for like where I'm going to write what I want. I'll put that back here. And then I'm going to put our, because I don't need it to be too much in the front. I'm so glad you stopped in, Amanda. So good to see you. You're so sweet for hanging out. I did hear that. I actually did hear that, Ross. So very cool. Sunny Studios is another great company. Yes, sure. I forgot to link it, but this is, and I get it on Amazon. So it's the Apollo Ride-On Transparency Film. Now this is not, you cannot heat emboss on this, so keep that in mind. This would only be great for shakers and for anything where you're not going to add heat to it. It won't work for anything with heat. Thanks, Marcy. I love the little bugs. They're just too stinking cute. And then I think we'll call that as far as, and I'll put, maybe I'll put this behind our little ladybug. Okay, so there we go. I hope so. We'll see. All right, now for a sentiment I need to pick out. Let's grab out our sentiments. I'm thinking with that B, I kind of want to do a happy B-Day. I've told you I am out of birthday cards, but look at those. Happy B-Day, flying by to say, so you could do that both, flying by to say and happy B-Day. To my little cuddle bug, congratulations, you totally snailed it. Sending you big bug hugs, and you make my heart all fluttery. So we got a lot of great options in this one. All right, thanks, Nancy. Okay, so I'm thinking we're going to do Happy B-Day, and I'm just going to put that kind of on the bottom. Let's see where my paper is. Here's some paper. All right, and I'm not going to use the VersaFine Clair for that one because it does take a second to dry. It's a pigment ink. So we'll just stamp it out. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. We'll use the blackout ink. That seems to be my go-to. Thanks, Mariska. Everybody. I'll just stamp that kind of at the bottom. Aren't they cute? I love the sentiments. I mean, there's so many different options for fun little cards. And I finally did a little bit of inventory using, it's that Color My World app. I don't know if any of y'all have heard of it. And so I've been trying to do a little bit better inventory, hopefully once we get all moved. I think I need my sentiment to be cut down a little bit more. Okay. The flying by to say would be cute, but I think we're just going to stick this down at the bottom. And let's not put it all over there. Happy Bee Day. Oh my gosh. That is so fun. All right, and I'll show you how he fits, or this little cutie fits in an envelope. You just grab an A2 envelope. See how that's going to fit perfectly inside there once the sentiment stays put. But yeah, so this is great. It's super flat once you close it up, super flat, and then pops open, and then your recipient can set it up, and they've got this cute little card. But your back can be where you write whatever you want to write to. Are you talking about, Joanna, are you talking about the Apollo transparency pages? Is that what you're talking about? Or are you talking about the big shadow box die? So this is the transparency film, if that's what you're talking about. Thank you, Deanna. Yep. Thanks, Marcy. Yeah, I love these. I don't know why I don't make more of them. But yeah, so let me just go ahead and put it in the envelope so you can kind of see exactly how flat we're talking. Super flat, and all it would take is one stamp because I didn't add any bulk to it. And then boom, pops open for a lot of fun. So there you go. All right, well, that is really all that I had to share with you guys. Christine, wow, thank you. Thank you so much for the super chat. I really appreciate that. I'll be able to get some little goodies to go with my tea. Oh, the inventory. Let me show you that real quick, okay? All right, the inventory, and I don't know if it works for all, but it's this app right here. Thank you, Christine. That was very, very sweet. Oh, so it's called Color My Life. Let me go ahead and click on it. Color My Life. And then you can inventory your stuff. So far, I've only done it with my Heffy Doodle things. I don't know what other companies you can do through here. I imagine you could put anything you want in there. But so far, I've just got a lot of my Heffy Doodle stuff in there. And so it's a really great app so far. And that way, when you want to search something, like let's say I want to search, let's find bug or bugs, it's going to pop up what I just used. So yeah, and I want to say that I pay $1 a month for this one. It might be. I'm not 100% sure. Christine, I will absolutely do that. I think they've passed out right now because they did get up fairly early. But yeah, I want to say it does. I'm not exactly sure exactly how much it costs, but it's really inexpensive. I think it might have been either $10 for the year or $1 a month. Airtable. Ooh, what's that one? I'll have to look that up. Yeah, I always need organizational help, that's for sure. So, oh, Airtable's free. Okay, well, let me look that one up. As far as I know, Color My World, or whatever it's called, Color My Life, wasn't 100% free. I don't think. So, but thank you, Christine. I will definitely give them big ol' hugs. And, but yeah, I think they're passed out right now. Yes, I do like the apps that you can see what you have. All right, guys. Well, I think Max and Miles are sleeping. Yep. Yep. Definitely need help with my organization. All right, everybody. I'm going to get going. I've got to still do some packing for our camping. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and hit that like button. And I'm assuming all of you have subscribed already. So yes, cats are sleeping, Marcy. But yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for stopping in. And I really do enjoy this time. It's probably going to be a couple weeks before we can do it again, just simply because we'll be getting back next week. If I have time, I will pop on, but we'll be getting back next week. And then we're going to be moving. So I'm hoping that I can get my craft room. That, of course, is priority. Got to get that set up first and everything else. So anyway, you all are amazing. I love y'all. Thank you so much for all the love and support that you guys give. Thank you to all of you who gave me a super chat. You guys are amazing. That stuff really does help me keep producing stuff. So I appreciate it. So you guys are awesome. I love you, and I will see you soon. Bye, everybody.